Okay, hey everybody. Sorry about that. I'm a little late here. Get rid of that extra monitor. Hold on. I'm pulling up the chat now. We were trying a few things before this started, trying to do something new and different here tonight, but that didn't work out. We'll have it for next week, though. We'll have it for next week. That'll be the goal. Okay. Now I should be able to. I think I've fixed this chat issue here. I think so. Let me write good evening. Okay. Now, hopefully we'll get another chat. I saw Brian says hello everybody. Hi Brian. Thanks for joining us. Now hopefully all the other chats from this point on will show up on this this other screen. So, Roger says good evening. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. All right, we are back in the saddle again. I think everything's going to work out just fine as far as this goes, anyways. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Al says hi, everyone. Hey, Al. Thanks for joining us. Oh, that's too bad. We had something really cool we were going to do. We'll get it next week, though. We'll get it next week. That's too bad. We were so close. David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers. Hey, David, thanks for joining us. John says, good evening. Good evening, John. All right, so, yeah, we're a few minutes late there, but... Victor says, hello, it was great to see Jack Shadow last night. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. I know he was happy to get back in the old hosting duties last night. I'm going to show a little segment of that for those of you. I'll wait till we get a few minutes in. And John says, it's officially spring now, and it's time again for Chill Night pre-show. I'm Crozak the Grand, and here's your host, Brian Hug. Well, thank you. Crozak the Grand, I appreciate that. It is officially spring. That's great. Yeah, it's Easter this month. Wow, we made it. But let me put up the schedule here for tonight. What you'll be seeing in less than an hour now. At 9 o'clock, the movie is Kill Baby Kill. That's a pretty neat ghost story movie. 10:40, take note of the times, Plan 9 from Outer Space, and at 12:10 in the morning, House on Haunted Hill, 1:40 a.m., the movie is The Mad Monster. Alright, so there you go. Feast your eyes upon our schedule. Feast! There you go. And you can watch the Chiller Night programming at 9 o'clock by going to streammedia.tv. That is streammedia.tv. Go to the top, hit watch live, and there you go. You can watch the streaming if you're in Venango County, Pennsylvania. That, of course, is your local TV channel on your TV lineup for the night. Keith says, what's up, my dude? Hey, Keith, thanks for joining us. Tom says, hi. Oh, hey, Tom. Long time no see. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. So close. But last night, we had a Friday Night Frights. We had the movie The Snow Creature. Kevin says, hello, Brian. It's Kevin here. Tara Vincent is presented the cult horror classic Martin by George A. Romero. Yeah. Very cool. Well, thanks for joining us there, Kevin. And yeah, that's a good one. All right. Can't go wrong there. Cassandra says, hi, everyone. Hey, Cassandra. Terrence says, Brian, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. I know. Hey. Jeez, I'll tell you what. Some people do anything for attention. Goodness. I've been seeing this meme about, and I even posted on Instagram about Mike Tyson being the host at the Oscars next year. I didn't even know the Oscars were on. I have lost all interest in the Oscars, but of course that generated some fluff about it, because they had like the ratings were almost nothing, I guess. Over the last few years, they've really been dropping. But anyways, I know a lot of people didn't even know that the Oscars were on, and then of course that brought the attention, much needed attention. Maybe it's not the most positive attention, but it did let people know that the Oscars were on. Well, I'd like to see Mike Tyson do that. You know, host the Oscars. I don't think anybody will be getting up to slap him. Yeah, it's a little different when you're not a 140-pound comedic host, but yeah, put Mike Tyson up there. Let's see. Some back and forths. Hello to everybody. Okay, everyone's saying hi to each other. Good, good, good. Did you see the show last night? Did you see The Snow Creature? I hope you did. I know several of you did. But I have the opening segment. That I was going to go ahead and play to you fine folks here tonight if you didn't get a chance to see it tomorrow night. Now, this is a sneak peek for next week. I don't mind doing that, seeing as how we actually had the show last night. The online, unedited version. But Tom says, discount King Kong. Dave says, you need a bouncer these days hosting the Oscars. Not if you're Mike Tyson, though. Get Mike Tyson. I love that idea. I think that's great. Terrence says, unfortunately, I missed it. We'll watch a replay tomorrow. Well, here, I'm going to play the opening segment. For those who haven't seen it yet, I feel it's important that you see it and that you are... there is an announcement there. So I just play it and take from it what you will. All right, here we go. Good evening. Welcome to Chiller Night Theater. I am your guest host, Brian Hogue, standing in once again for Jack Shadow. Now, I have an announcement to make about that guest host thing. Jack Shadow has officially retired as host from Chiller Night Theater. I will be resuming his duties as host, as regular host, on a permanent basis. So I wanted to get that out of the way. I wanted to make that announcement, and it's a lot to digest, a lot to take in and wrap your mind around. But I wanted to do that before we continued any further in tonight's episode. So we have it, and we'll just let that process a little bit. A little awkward. April Fools! Gotcha! You should have seen it. Your faces just now. I looked just like them, didn't I? Woo! That was funny. How'd you do it, folks? April Fool's Day. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah. Tonight's feature is the 1954 horror movie titled The Snow Creature. How's that for a chiller? Are you ready? Then turn the lights down low. Pull that blanket up around you tight and prepare for fright as I present The Snow Creature. He looked just like me, didn't he? The likeness was uncanny. Let's see. Keith says, you will be missed. Then he says, you got me. David says, you really look like you were going to cry. You need an Oscar. Yeah, give me an Oscar. I'll take an Oscar. Yeah. Terrence has got me. Dan Cooper has a little surprised emoji face there. Al says, "Oh, thanks for showing last night's show intro. I missed it last night since I was out of town." Yeah. Well, I wanted to show that because last night was April Fool's or April 1st, so I figure we'll put that up there. I was hoping you guys would enjoy that. John says, "Happy birthday shout to the man of 1,000 faces born on April 1st, 1883. Leonidas. I've never heard of that name. Lon Chaney. Of course, we know about Lon Chaney. So I don't know how to pronounce his full name there, but April 1st, 1883. I don't know. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Now, the Snow Creature, we did that show last night, the live, unedited version of the show. And that episode will be next Saturday's 9 o'clock feature program on Stream TV. So that's how that works. We do a Friday Night Frights. That's like, you guys are literally the studio audience, you know, the virtual studio audience, and you're watching the taping of a Chiller Night Theater episode with glitches, mistakes, everything. You know, you're the studio audience. You get to see it being taped, and then what I do is I do the touch-ups, the editing, and then I send it to Stream TV for next Saturday, the following Saturday. So, Terrence says, "Happy birthday to Lon Chaney." Yes, a man of 1,000 faces. Very obviously influential. Influenced Dick Smith, probably best known for, incredibly talented makeup artist. Did the makeup effects on The Exorcist. That's where, if you don't recognize the name, you certainly recognize his work. And then Dick Smith was the biggest. Lon Chaney and Dick Smith were huge inspirations for Tom Savini, and everybody knows Tom Savini. His makeup artist skills are phenomenal. Obviously, legend in horror movies. So, Kevin says, "So glad that Jack Shadow has returned. I am sure he enjoys his stay with my Tara Vincent." Right? Yeah, it was. That's funny because I really didn't know about doing that until I thought about it. I didn't even have that in mind at first. I was like, I was just planning on hosting the show like I have been doing, and I thought, well, there's been a recent development of things to where I might not be as wrapped up in things like I thought I was going to be. So, a really neat plan of mine. The floor got pulled out from underneath me on that one, and that's all right. Things happen. But everything I was planning and hoping for is put on hold for a little while. So I figure, well, in the meantime, I'll just bring back Jack. And I thought, well, it falls on April Fool's Day, so what can I do there? Well, you just saw what I did. So, Keith says, "Love The Exorcist." Yeah, very scary movie. And I don't know if it just holds up that well. I haven't seen it for quite a while, to be honest with you. It's probably been, when's the last time I've seen that? When I first started dating Ava. And that was like 14 years ago. So it's been a long time ago that I've seen The Exorcist. But and I think a lot of it has to do with how chilling it was, how scary it was to me as a kid when I saw that. And I saw the TV made for TV version of it, originally. I didn't, as a little kid, go to the theater to see it. But I don't know, that's always stuck with me as such a creepy, scary movie. David says Dick Smith did the makeup on House of Dark Shadows, 1970. Is that right? See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I'm not as near as familiar with the Dark Shadows as you and Diana and Kevin, of course. I know Kevin's a big fan. Kevin says Dick Smith did the makeup on Dark Shadows. Okay, I figured you would know that if David did. So all you guys, I know that you love Dark Shadows, so that's neat. Victor says that's a cool shirt, by the way. Ah, thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. I love stuff like this with the Tales from the Crypt and Creep Show and all that good stuff. So, speaking of that, no, I'm not. Do I even get into this? Because it was brought up about the Oscars earlier. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Did he know? Did Chris Rock know about this this condition? That I think she was talking openly about this stuff, and I'm sorry. I'll just steer this way for a minute here because it was obviously pretty newsworthy. It did what it was. I don't know. Supposed to? Was it? It didn't look staged on Chris Rock's end. I mean, I don't know. You never know. They're all actors. I mean, was it a because look who the sponsor was. Somebody I don't remember. I don't know all the particulars other than one of the sponsors there for that night was, lo and behold, somebody who had a medication for treating alopecia is what they call it. But that his wife, I don't even remember her name, Jada, I think. Tales of the Crypt is what got me thinking about this. She was on that movie Demon Knight, Tales of the Crypt, which I really enjoy that movie. And she's always had like that short cropped hair look. So, I don't know. I don't know if Chris was even aware of that. Who knows? Whatever. All right, I'll get back to the chiller stuff. Terrence says, I know she has alopecia, but that's nothing to lose your hair over. Oh! Well, Terrence says, Will Smith just slapped me. That's crazy. And Dan says, worked out well for Chris with his ticket prices anyways. And it could still work out very well for Chris. Yeah, I saw that. I saw his ticket sales are, like he's getting sold out, where he's going. But also, I mean, lawsuit. The guy could sue him, and who can... Holy cow! Who could dispute that? Everybody saw it. He's going to get what he wants out of it. I mean, pressing charges is one thing. It's like... It's pretty minor compared to a civil lawsuit where he could really make tons of money. Because an assault charge on Will Smith is, I don't think that's going to be much. But I'd go after the big bucks if I were him. So, my 2 cents. There's ways to stand up. If he did feel like he had to stand up for it, if he felt that it was an inappropriate joke, he could have gone up and even gone so far as to take the mic and say something. But hey, what would happen if you or I did that? So. Let's see. Keith says, he's going to joke around about it at award show. Yeah, everybody, that's holy cow. Like Ricky Gervais, man, the stuff, and not even him. There's a long line, long history of being roasted. The celebrities get roasted at these things. So I saw nothing out of like. I don't think my guess, who knows? I don't know these people no more than they know me. I'm guessing that he didn't know that there was a condition of some type. I don't know. Terrence says, Demon Knight is a great movie. I remember asking my dad to rent it for us on VHS. Then the lady at the beginning showed her boobies, and my dad put his hands over my eyes. Yeah. Did he? Did you get to watch the rest of the movie? Because it wasn't just at the beginning. But I really enjoy that movie. I went to the theater to see that. You know, showing my age a little bit. Yeah, I went to the theater to see that, but I love that one. Not so much Bordello of Blood, which was the next Tales from the Crypt movie. It's okay, but Demon Knight, I don't know. There was something about that movie. Just had that nice creepy look and feel to it. I really enjoyed that movie quite a bit, but I wish they would make more of those. I don't know why they don't. I thought that was a neat idea. Okay, let's see. Oh, I wanted to bring up Grossfest. Grossfest is having an event they're calling Halfway to Halloween. Put the thing up here. I'll give it a mention here. Halfway to Grossfest-oween event. It's free, and it's at Willow Station. You can see the address there on Willow Avenue in Pittsburgh. And it's May 1st. May 1st. It's Sunday, May 1st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it says, including special guests, local filmmakers, David F. Silvio and Cassandra Blue. So, and then plus local filmmakers, artists, authors, and more. So there you have it. And they do have a website, grossfest.com. So if you forget any of this information here tonight, you can go to that website, and no doubt that that notice is on there. Let's see. Terrence says, yes, watch the whole movie with Dad on and boob watch. No looks on. That's funny. So, anybody live close to the Pittsburgh area? Anybody going to that? I know David and Diana Silvio will, of course, be there. And I was I was invited to sit there with them because I was just going to go. I didn't want to get a table because I don't really have anything that I'm interested in, selling or anything like that. I just kind of want to go down and, say hi to everybody and, maybe sit there with David and Diana. But then I was just going to kind of make my rounds and see and visit people. Dan says, Terrence, yep, me, LOL. Me and my buddy watched that many times. My buddy's house was such that we could hear us coming, give us warning to change it. Hear his mom coming, Dan says. That's funny. Keith says, I'm going to be there with Madeline Deering and John Shazer. We're going to be doing the SHTTY Shark Show podcast stuff. Shark Show. Okay, I remember that guy. He interviewed Jack Shadow and Aura the Witch and Elle Von Nock, us in character for his podcast. I never heard it because I wasn't sure where to go to listen to it, but I remember him at Grossfest back in 2019, and he interviewed us. So let's see. Tom says, Pittsburgh is a 12-hour drive for me. Yeah, that would be a bit out of your way. Yeah, I could see that. It is, I don't know where this place is specifically, but I know Pittsburgh itself, like downtown Pittsburgh, is a little less than an hour away for me, where I'm at. So, let's see. Terrence says, Dan, your middle name initial wouldn't be B, would it? We'll give Dan a chance to reply there. Keith says, really good guy. He is the host for our podcast. Oh, okay. That's neat. Yeah, he was real easy to talk to. Gold World Order says, hey, what's on tonight's discussion? Just now tuning in. Buzzkiller Talking Zombie from Western Pennsylvania. Well, I'll put up the schedule here in just a minute. And but what we were talking about just before you popped on was actually we were talking about the Gross Fest event that I'm sure. Yeah, I think that you made mention that you were going to go to that, but I was just letting everybody know that'll be Sunday, May 1st. And that will be in Pittsburgh. And of course, the address was up there in the corner. Or you can go to grossfest.com and check that information out. So, Tom says DB Cooper. Dan's got the little zipper emoji across the mouth, like he's not saying anything. He does say shh, LOL. John says, I got to admit that Yeti had some moves on him, and he could appear and disappear like Jason Voorhees. Oh yeah, in the city parts. What a that Yeti, I tell ya. There's so much. If you haven't seen it yet, I won't give too much away. But it was enjoyable. I remember watching that before to choose it for a Chiller Night Theater movie, and the first few minutes, I thought it was going to be that way throughout the whole movie, and I thought, oh, this is really dry. Like with the narration, and I just thought, I don't want to sit here this long and watch them. But I should have just taken the time, and then later on, I did sit there and start watching it again, and said, oh, okay, it was just the first couple minutes, it's not the whole movie like that. All right. Terrence says, Brian, there's a federal fugitive in the chat. I know. I don't know what to do. So I think the first time we've had that here. All right, so the schedule for tonight at 9 o'clock. Kill, Baby, Kill. At 10:40, the movie is Plan 9 from Outer Space. And at 12:10, the movie is House on Haunted Hill. 1:40 in the morning, The Mad Monster. All right, so there is the Chiller Night television schedule for tonight. And that begins at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And you can watch that by going to streammedia.tv. And click on the live TV, or watch live at the top of the screen. Speaking of that, see that Chiller Night Theater? That is actually, I'm in the process of changing that. It won't be chillernighttheater.com anymore. It's going to be chillernight.com, because I want Chiller Night to kind of be an umbrella over everything that I'm trying to do under that name. So just like this show, that's why I switched the YouTube channel to Chiller Night instead of Chiller Night Theater, because this pre-show was taking up most of the videos, because this is on a regular weekly schedule. So, but I wanted to change that because I had some other things that I was planning to do that would be utilizing that name, that logo. So we will see. Time will tell. Time will tell. If I wanted to be making announcements already, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Dan says, unfortunately, due to inflation since the 70s, I can't afford to pay you off for your silence. $2,000 ain't what it used to be. No, not what it used to be. The 70s. Just can't bring them back. Dances like Dr. Evil's $1 million. Yeah. Terrence says, Brian, I watched Jackass Forever. Fun times, 5 out of 5 stars. Not an artistic film, but just dumb fun. It's good to see different movies. I saw the other movies. I didn't see the newest one. I'll have to check that out. Ava doesn't see the humor in it like I do. I don't know. I've seen the other ones. I'll have to check out the new one. Yeah, every once in a while I'm in the mood to watch something stupid like that. So yeah, just dumb fun. Like you say, Terrence says, "Don't worry, DB, your secret's safe with me." Yeah. For better or for worse, we don't get a ton of viewers on this show. I wish we did, but we got we're lucky if we break 200 between Facebook and YouTube both. So, guys can always share these, the videos. Jeff says, "Greetings from Texas. I'm late to the party, but I'm here." Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us. Well, we're glad you're here. No matter what time you get here. Ghoul World Order says, "Speaking of Jackass Forever, Johnny Knoxville sure aged a lot in 20 years. Yeah, he has. He really has. Well, he's been through a lot too, hasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was, first time I had seen him, somewhat recently, I was kind of surprised. He looks like an old guy, I'm sure he's a lot younger than me. But like I said, it's like Indiana Jones says, not the years, it's the mileage. So, Dan says, "Underrated channel for sure." Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. But your secret will be kept pretty safe, at least with tonight's episode. That I'm sure, relatively sure. Terrence says, "Yeah, underrated but great fun. I love Chiller Night." You know what I'm trying to do? You know what I want? Is I want for Chiller Night Theater to be first of all, on a regular schedule, and to be live. But I don't want to do that if I'm scraping and scraping trying to keep up with it. I don't want to do it that way, because then it becomes work for me and it's not fun. But what I would like to do, and what I was so close. What I would like to do is get it to where I've got everything set up, and then I've got a new studio. I got to move everything out of the studio here by next month, I think. And so I'm working on some other things, and I'm trying not to be so vague about it, but I have to be, and it's for good reason, because if I were to make that announcement even 2 weeks ago, like I thought it was, that's why I always sign on that dotted line before I say anything, and I knew it, and yeah, everything just, but that's okay. I just, I'm working on plan B. Sometimes stuff takes the wind out of your sails, but it might get you down for a day or so, but then the very next day we were working on plan B, and we'll see how that goes. But and then it's funny because, I guess I gave the impression that Jack was retiring, and that's kind of why I included it in last night's dialogue for the April Fool's skit, there at the very beginning, because he certainly hasn't retired, and I don't see that happening. But I thought, well, he has been gone for a little bit. I've been hosting all the shows this year so far, and I think we've had half a dozen new shows. So I thought it would be a good thing to just kind of incorporate into the prank. But Jack is, he's still there. Let's see, Jason says, "Greetings, great show last night. Jack is back." Yeah, but I'll tell you that for the next show, I will probably, because I'll probably be on the next show. It might be back and forth like that, just so I can keep up with getting new shows out, because I think it's fun to do this. I have had less segments in there, host segments, just because I'm just trying to keep up with it, and we're still having a good time. So, and ultimately, maybe I'll have a set up with the proper equipment to where I can do this live. Ultimately, that is my goal, and if I can't do that, then I'll try to do that. If I can't do that, then we'll see what options I have after trying that. Let's see. Dan says, "Oh my God, now Jason Bates has joined the chat. What a crew we have." Tom says, "I missed something. What happened?" What? With I don't know. I just got done like kind of explaining like I was I had all these plans for Chiller Night, and as of last Friday, they were kind of all knocked down, just completely. And I wanted to get in there and sign, and because I just had that feeling like things weren't. My spider senses was tingling, and with good reason, because well, what I was hoping for and planning for, it didn't turn out. And but I've already jumped to Plan B, and as soon as I can tell you guys about it, I mean, I don't know if anything's going to happen now, so but I'm working on stuff. I'm trying to keep all this stuff alive and well, and it is kind of hard when it's it's just me, but me and Jack, but we're. Well, I mean, there's Ava, and then I haven't heard. I haven't. I admit I haven't heard from Samantha for a while. I know she's busy, and plus we haven't filmed in the studio for a while, since before COVID. So, Terrence says, I also watched Death on the Nile with Kevin Branagh. 3 out of 5 stars. He made some changes that didn't elevate the movie. My favorite Death on the Nile is the David Suchet one. I gotta admit, Terrence, I don't know what that is. Death on the Nile. I'm not sure what that is. Is it a movie or a series? Death on the Nile. Or is it a movie that was a remake that Kenneth Branagh made a remake of? That I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Maybe you'll elaborate if you want to. Terrence says, Tom, Jack Shadow is back. Tom saw that. Tom did see that part. Tom says, no, something about moving studios. Oh yeah, that. Now that I will have to, because the building was sold, so I got to get everything out of there, and so, but I was hoping to already have a place a venue to set everything back up again. So, but if not a big deal. I'll still use the virtual set, like I've been doing, So I better get out of here in case Jack comes back and sees me inside his castle. John says, I'm surprised that your show has not been added for a Rondo Hatton Award, or Hondo Award, right? Rondo Hatton Award for Best Horror Host. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think other people nominate you for that. I don't think like I wouldn't do it myself because I'd feel kind of weird about that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been. I've been asked about it. I know people have asked me about it, but that's as far as it's gone. Tom says, Death on Nile, Agatha Christie novel into a movie. Okay. Victor says, does Chiller Night ever show the giant monsters, Toho? No, because I can't. The only one I can play is, there might be a few other exceptions, but Gamera, The very first one, the Gamera the Invincible, I think, is one I would be able to play. So that one I'm going to have to. That is in the public domain. So the other ones aren't. Unfortunately, because I would love to. I would love to have the license to play. You know, even if I didn't make any money off of this stuff, which I don't now. But, you know, I would just love to be able to play these things. I wonder how that's done. Like, I see Roku channels that are playing movies, you know, that are not in the public. Like, I see a mix. I see some, you know, some that are in the public domain and some are not. So I just wonder, how do you do that? I don't know. Wish I had the answer to that stuff. Dan says, my apologies, Jason. I had you and Norman Bates confused in my mind. Probably better off that way. You're not Norman. You're not Norman. Terrence says, Sluggo also gives out an award. Last year's winner was Eric Sprouse from Dead and Buried Treasures. Oh, is that right? Ghoul World Order says, one of these days, hopefully we'll get nominated for a Rondo Award. We don't host movies, but we do review horror movies and film at the horror conventions. I wonder if that would qualify. That I don't know. I don't know what the, you know, requirements are. Terrence says, maybe Jason is the son of Norman or brother. It could very well be a relative of Norman. You never know. But, okay, I wanted to mention this because I've enjoyed the show over the last 12 years, The Walking Dead, and they just finished up, officially wrapping filming up on the 31st of March. So this season here is the, you know, they've been doing it, this is the 12th year, I believe, yeah, the 12th year. But due to COVID and the production, production being affected, they've done this, the last season in 3 parts. So it's, but it's done. They just finished up on March 31st. Then they'll be doing some spin-off shows from that. Not real sure that's a great idea, but that's what they're doing. Another thing that they just wrapped up this week, on the 30th, the day before that, was The Mandalorian Season 3. That just finished up. So that's kind of cool. I do look forward to that one. I think that's an excellent show. Looking forward to seeing Season 3. Never a disappointment. Dan says, did you guys watch Fear the Walking Dead? Unpopular opinion, but I actually liked it. I liked it. I liked it, I don't know. I can sit and watch it and enjoy it, but I'm not as into it. Like, it doesn't grab me like The Walking Dead, although now I'm watching it more out of a ritual or Sunday night thing, because a lot of times, and I've made this rant on here, and I'll keep it brief, but you know, since Rick left, you know, it killed off Carl, and you know, Michonne's not on there anymore. The only characters that are really that interesting are Negan. I do like Maggie and Carol, Daryl. Carol and Daryl, to me, are good together. Daryl, for as much as I like him, he's a good wingman, but he's not like he used to be. Like his first early seasons, you know, he was all wild and feral Daryl, you know. That's the Daryl I really, you know, of course now he's, I don't know. There's something about him. I thought he worked well with Rick, you know. He was a great, like a great second, you know. But as far as carrying an episode, I'll tell you who can't carry an episode, in my opinion. Well, it was my opinion, of course. But is Eugene. I hate that. I hate that character. I have no interest in Eugene. Always sounds like he's crying when he's talking. He's just so weak, and I can't stand to see. And because the people in this time era have had to endure quite a bit, and I know he's going through a lot of scenarios, But do you really think somebody like that would have gotten this far had it not been for everybody around him, you know, pulling him across the finish line? I don't know. He's not an interesting character to me. That's my opinion. If you love that character, then you're probably enjoying the series much more than I am right now. But Fear the Walking Dead, I liked it better when it first started. We watched it all the way up until like a year ago. That I watched every episode, and then I kind of trailed off with it. You know, I just did. Um, Terrence says Jack Shadow could have a sidekick name, Artritis. That's like the osteoporosis joke from a few weeks ago there. Gold World Order says 12 years of The Walking Dead and spin-off shows on the way. It just goes to the zombies still rule the planet. Yeah, it's still a neat idea. I don't, you know, and I don't like every show that comes on or movie because they've just pummeled the TV and they've just done so many of them. But it's still a scary concept, you know. I'll tell you what I don't enjoy. I don't like the running zombies, and I've said that on here a million times. But I like the slow lumbering ones. You may think, well, you can just walk around. They're not as much of a threat. Yeah, you know, when you think about it, though, first of all, it looks dead. It reminds you what they are, which is really creepy, you know, to think about that. The whole idea that they're dead bodies walking around, and they'll eat you, you know. But then they add the whole herd aspect to it, you know, like they do really well on The Walking Dead. They've done that many times where they've had that herd, you know. What are you going to do then? So Lazycorn says, hey peeps, so sorry that I'm late. We have family in the house tonight and super busy, but just wanted to say hi and spread some love. Hey, thanks for joining us, Lasercorn. Appreciate you stopping by. Dan says agreed. Ghoul World Order says, remember when Daryl almost died back in 2016? We zombies were on the edge of our seats. Yeah, and that's one character I'm glad they kept. I've always liked the character. My only issue is like the way he is now. He barely talks. He's so, you know, trying to make him so cool, I guess. That he's. And I know the characters evolve. I mean, look at Negan. Holy cow! You know, isn't it weird? I've mentioned this on here before, but, you know, to watch characters develop, you know, make that character arc, you know, from villain to good guy, even, dare I say, hero. You know, we've seen that with Negan. And although in the comics, my understanding is he did actually join up with the group. I don't know how involved he was, but we see that with Boba Fett. Boba Fett was like a Star Wars villain. You know, we looked at him as a villain. You know, and then now look at him. If you haven't seen the show, then I'm sure maybe you've seen him on The Mandalorian, but certainly of course, in the expanded universe books, he, you know. Heck, he's supposed to have trained Han and Leia's kids, you know, in combat and tactical stuff. So, and then Loki, the Loki series. It's kind of strange seeing these characters who were, you know, started out as villains, you know, make that shift. And it's interesting to watch that. It's kind of like, you know, in professional wrestling, you know, of course, I certainly have somewhat of an interest, you know, but it's kind of like watching the heel turn, you know. So I do think it's neat if it's done right. So far, what I'm seeing looks pretty cool. John says, just remember the rules to surviving Zombieland, and you can make it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I remember the rules that they were going over in the movie. David said, it's bad enough the zombies can hear, see, smell, and make hissing noises, but to have them run would be ludicrous. It's amazing that they have red blood. I know. It is, yeah. And I've often thought, too, how do they sneak up on people? How? I mean, you would have to imagine these things smelling so bad. I mean, well, I mean, if you've been around, that type of thing, you know, like I can't ever imagine something like that sneaking up on me, especially a bunch of them. That would really be pretty rancid. But Ghoul World Order said, Dan Cooper, Pittsburgh zombies are the best. They sure are. That's where it all started. Yeah. Maybe not, technically, but, you had your zombies like in White Zombie, but those are nothing compared to the George Romero era of zombies, the coming out and eating you. That's pretty scary. That's, let's see, Dan, Ghoul World Order 100%. And he's, Ghoul World Order says, we zombies smell better than vampires. Is that true? You really? I don't know about that. Maybe in your mind. I don't know. Lasercord says, I vote that for next week's discussion, the Alien franchise. In the meantime, your metal mission for tonight. We haven't had one for a while. Okay, all right. Is Walk by Pantera. All right, so metal mission for tonight. You want to check out Walk by Pantera and accept that mission, your metal mission. There it is. But next week's discussion, the Alien franchise. I like that. Okay, we'll have a topic. I like that. David says, the smell of zombies is probably just in the air. Everyone's used to it. Yeah, maybe that's all you smell now. That's true. We got a couple minutes here. Raymond says, my favorite line was Herschel Green saying he believed the dead would rise up before the second coming, but he didn't expect the resurrected dead would be human-eating zombies. Not a quote. Yeah, he said so. I know the dead would raise again. He said, of course, I'm paraphrasing. The good book says in the book of Revelations that the dead will rise again. I just figured the Lord had something else in mind. Something like that. That was funny. Keith says, I'm a Pittsburgh zombie. They're the best. They sure are. I almost had... I lost my train of thought. John says, you have been watching Chill at Night pre-show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you that baseball season starts next week. Until next Saturday night, stay chilled and keep thrilled. All right, thank you, John. Crozak the Grand. Tom says, night all, see you next week. All right, so some of you are waving off and leaving for the night, so and I will soon be doing that. But let me put up the schedule here one last time. In just a few minutes here, 9 o'clock, Kill Baby Kill. And then at 10:40, yes, 10:40. Now keep in mind, I've put these shows almost back to back. There might be a couple minutes in between some of them, but they're all back to back. So Plan 9 from Outer Space at 12:10 in the morning, House on Haunted Hill, and 1:40 a.m., The Mad Monster. So there you have it. All right, everyone's saying goodnight. So I will do that as well. So good night, everybody. Hope you had a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. See you next week.